What's up, gentlemen? So today I'm going to go over a few things that are unfortunately damaging your package. I'm talking about Big Al and the boys. First mistake damaging Big Al and making him a teeny weeny is actually you being overweight. All right, when you gain weight, you're actually going to expose less of Al. He actually literally gets smaller, or technically he doesn't, but what is exposed to the outside world is smaller. Here's your wiener, here's your body. As you gain weight, look what happens. Al becomes itty bitty. As you lose weight, you're actually exposing more of your man meat, making them bigger. Number two is you smoke cigarettes, right? Nicotine is a vasoconstrictor, and it reduces the amount of blood that is able to flow. The reason why Al gets big, strong, and sexy is because he has blood flowing into him. But when you restrict the amount of blood that's actually able to go into him, he is actually not going to be as awesome and big and strong as he could be. The third thing is actually drinking out of plastic water bottles, all right? PBA is an EDC, or an endocrine disrupting chemical. These are chemicals that go in, that we consume, that totally F's up your endocrine system, which is responsible for hormone regulation. The hormone that we as men are super excited about is testosterone. We need it running rampant and wild through our bodies in order for Al to do what Al needs to do, which is be big, strong, and sexy, but also our testosterone production. Number three is underwear that are too tight. When you're wearing underwear that are too tight, your balls are jammed up close to your body. And this is not a good place for them to be, because all day balls are doing this, right? Up and down. What they're doing is regulating temperature. But when you're keeping them up by your body, it doesn't allow them to be like, yo, I'm too hot, I gotta chill out and drop down. Because when they drop down, you're actually protecting the integrity of the sperm. If your balls are always up by your body, it's heating things up. The other thing that's going to absolutely destroy your sperm is laptops. Sitting with the laptop directly on your lap, gentlemen, is also damaging your balls. Not only is the heat bad, the radiation is also not super great, which is why you shouldn't keep your cell phone in your front pocket. Research has shown that keeping your cell phone close to Big Al and the boys is actually not good for the health and the integrity of your sperm. Something else that's damaging your balls is talc. Gentlemen, do a little Google search for talc and cancer. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. All right, there's been a lot of research that's coming out and lawsuits that is actually showing that talc is bad for your body. And unfortunately, 99% of the powders out there on the market for dudes are made from talc, which is horrible for a few reasons. Not only is it not good for your body, when you actually put talc on and you start to sweat, it actually heats up and becomes a talky, white, milky mess in your pants. It's critical. If you want to not only not stink, but also protect your balls, gentlemen, you got to start using a high-quality, non-talc powder. There's a difference. Actually, instead of me telling you, why don't I show you? These glasses of water represent your sweaty balls. On one side, you've got talc-based powders, the other Pete and Pedro. When you add talc-based powder to your sweaty balls, mix it up, what you're left with is a pasty, chalky mess in your pants. When you add your Pete and Pedro powder to your sweaty balls, mix it up, what you're left with is powder. Nothing but powder. The choice is yours, gentlemen. A white, talky, milky mess in your pants, or Pete and Pedro powder. The Pete and Pedro powder, guys, is the best powder for men on the market, and yes, that includes chassis, all right? Not only does it smell better than chassis, it works better than chassis, and it's also more affordable than chassis. Chassis gives you 4 ounces, Pete and Pedro gives you 5. Guys, this powder is the best. If you want to check it out, I'm actually going to link to it down below. Go and read the reviews. It's not just my opinion. There's also going to be a limited time discount code, but the one thing you need to understand, if you want your boys and your body to be as healthy as possible, you got to start using healthier products. And one of those products is a non-talc based powder. And this one by Pete and Pedro is the best. The next thing damaging your boys, gentlemen, is actually beer. More specifically, the hops in beer. Now, alcohol, as you guys know, isn't great for keeping Al like big and strong, right? Whiskey weenie, it happens, right? It happens to the best of us if you drink too much. And so, don't drink too much. But if you're somebody that's drinking a lot of beer, the hops in beer is a phytoestrogen, all right? Which means it's a plant-based estrogen. Research has actually shown that when you actually consume a lot of beer, it's actually reducing your testosterone level, reducing the amount of sperm that are awesome in your balls. And the last reason that you're actually damaging Big Al potentially is you're not using them enough. Use it or lose it, they say, and it includes Big Al in terms of his size and hardness and firmness. Because if you are not routinely filling him with blood and challenging those chambers and stretching everything out, you're not going to be as maximized as possible. So if you're somebody that's all like, yo, I'm not touching it, right? I'm all like Zen, Buddha, Yoda. Even though you can like literally like see through walls, your Big Al is actually suffering, and he is not going to be as big, strong, and sexy as possible. Think of it kind of like your biceps or your muscles. When you work them, you're filling them and gorging them with blood, and the more you do it, the bigger, stronger, sexier they get. Same thing happens to Al.